All right, so as you can see, what we've done at this point is drawn a construction line around at the risers and the treads of the stair. And now what I'd want to do is make sure that everything is working out all right. So the first thing that I want to do is to make sure the headroom is going to be all right. So keeping in mind that we are going to have a nosing here, what I'm going to do is measure out a 7-foot headroom. The longer the nosing, the smaller the headroom is going to be. It's not going to affect it a great deal, but it might be an inch or so. So I'm just not going to shave the code too closely when it comes to the headroom. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a line from this nosing. I'll take ortho off there. From this nosing line to that nosing line, and then draw a line vertical. I'm going to go with ortho on. I'm going to go 7 foot. And so now there's the headroom situation where we'd have a headroom problem. It doesn't look to me like we're going to have any problem at all, but just to make sure, I'm going to copy this. I could use offset, but I'm just going to copy that line right there, and you can see that we're not going to have any problem whatsoever. Matter of fact, we're going to have our header right here. We're going to have well over 7 feet of headroom. In my particular example, again, yours could be different. So headroom's not going to be any problem whatsoever. As a matter of fact, I'm just going to erase these so that we can move on. That nosing line, I'll leave that there. So we don't have any problem with that. The thing that we want to do now is I think what I would do is move on to the second floor and make sure that there's no problems there. And what I'll do again is to O-snap to the finished floor down here, O-snap to the finished floor on the second floor. Anywhere along there is just fine. Again, I'm just going to list out that length, and I'm not concerned about the length of it. I'm concerned about the change in Y, which is 10 foot 7 3/4. That's 127.75. So I'll use the calculator inside AutoCAD, say 127.75, 127.75 divided by 7.5 inches per riser. And it says 17.003. So again, I think we're going to be able to easily get away with 17. So I go with the divide command, select the object, and 17 is what we want. I'm just going to make 100% sure. I'm just going to list this off. I think we already did this, as a matter of fact, 7.5 inches. Okay. So now I will draw these lines here. Again, it made my life a lot easier to set the correct O-snap settings up here. I think I'll start going this way because I know that we're going to switch back. You can see that it keeps on wanting to O-snap to different things, so I just got to keep aware of that. In this case, I have 17 risers, and we don't have to have the landing right in the middle. In this case, we won't. It'll be probably about 7-8 inches difference in elevation between the top and the bottom. I guess what I would prefer is to have them start at the same location. So I'm going to just draw a line here. It doesn't have to be exactly the same location, but that's where I'm going to say that we want to start. And I'm going to also, just for argument's sake, this might change. I'm going to Going to bring this up. I'm going to say that my landing will be in the same location also. What's the distance between those two? I'll just O snap and O snap. 5'10". That would be 70 inches. So it looks like it is going to work out fine. That's kind of a coincidence, but I'll offset this 10 inches. Some people like to use a ray on this. That would be fine, but I'll fillet these because you can see it starts to get pretty. It starts to get pretty messed up with all of the construction lines. All right, I think I'll leave it right there. There must be an extra line in here that's not responding. Okay, so there's our landing, and I think that I can do the same thing going up here. We'll see how far that gets us. I think we'll have to add one. This, as you can see, again, it gets a little bit confusing, but our landing is right here, and so the first riser will be right here. I should have erased these. Okay. Again, it pays huge dividends to really pay attention to where you are and which lines you should fill it, which lines you should leave. As you can see, I'm going to have to add one more, and that doesn't surprise me. Okay, and I'll add one more. I'll just offset this 10 inches to get us up to the top. All right. So our landing is right here, and everything looks fine. The distance here for the landing on the second floor is 3'7.5". That looks good. The landing downstairs is 3'0". I don't think that should be a serious problem, and it's not a code violation by any stretch. And the distance for our upper floor risers is 7.5. I don't think I can stress this enough. That is a coincidence that our risers are exactly 7.5. That's a real common error that students make, that they think that since the code says it can be a maximum of 7.5 or recommended to be a 7.5, depending on which code, that students think that all stairs will have all risers 7.5. That is absolutely false. So so make sure that you calculate for your stair height. Again, I've altered this. I made sure that this is not your stair height. So I can just about guarantee that that your riser height will not be 7.5 inches. It will be something close to it, 7 5/8, 7 3/8, 7 1/4, something on that line. All right, so we have the construction lines for both the first and second floor. The headroom problems are not, the headroom situations are not going to be a problem. The things that you need to look at are the distance. I'll just look at this. Let me see. Actually, I have the floor plan for the first floor up. So the distance from the first riser to that wall is 6'2", a little more than 6'2", and I can look at the distance from here to there is 5'1". So actually it gained a little bit of space. Um, Hopefully that's what you find also, but you want to make sure that if something needs to move, if something needs to be replanned, that we do it early, so you don't have to redraw. You know, it took me what, about 10-15 minutes to talk my way through this stair situation. That's a lot better to find a mistake now rather than waiting, you know, detailing this out, spending hours on it, and then finding out that there was a mistake that was made. At this point, it looks like everything is fine. So I can start to look at detailing out the stair. So what I'm just going to show you a little bit on how to do this, and then stop this video. But what we're going to be using, pause the video anyway. What we're going to be using for riser boards are 3/4 inch material, and we want to do this carefully. The line that we drew there is the face of the exposed face of the riser board. So we offset on the inside of that riser board. So I'm gonna trim often so that you can kind of follow this. But this was the line right here that we laid out. That's the exposed face, the face that we would kick if we were walking up these stairs. The same thing goes for the tread. That is the exposed face of the tread. So if I'm going to be using 2x12, I would offset below that. The line that I drew is the exposed face, the face that I would step on if I were to be using the stair. I'm going to draw one more riser board. Again, it's 3/4 inch material, probably a 1x8, and that's as far as I'm going to do it right now. Show it right now. I'm just going to fillet these, and I don't want to leave it like this. But what I need to do is decide what exactly am I going to use for riser material. The distance, I'm going to go to the distance command, distance from here to here, and I'm only concerned about the X direction, is 10 3/4. Well, a 2x12 is 11 1/4. So this will work out pretty good. So I'm going to offset that 11.25. I'm going to offset. I think I'm going to do it a different way. I think what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to extend this line down. It's kind of nice to have that riser board in back of the tread. I could have done it the other way, but I think this way will work a little bit better. I'm going to offset this 11 1/4 from that face right there out to here, and now I can use the fillet command to draw the nosing, and I can trim. Oops. I can trim that right there, and let me close that. You can trim that. So now you can see that that we have the riser board and also the tread. And at this point, what you might want to do is to copy this and from one location to the other. This corner right here is the same as this corner, the same as that corner. So what I can do is to copy those, and it was this corner right here. I can copy those time and time and time again. The one thing that I am doing, and I kind of am hesitating to whoops, I want to do that last one, but is I'm drawing a line over top of another line, and that's something that we can go back and we can clean up a little bit, and clean up a little bit. As you can see, I'm just kind of going in there and slicing off some of the I'll use the shift command there, and you can see that we can draw the um, or I should say clean up some of those lines that we don't want, and that'll work out well. I'm going to pause this at this point, and so that we can reduce the size of these videos.